What's going on, YouTube? Listen, we got the big boy today. We're riding a little bit different. Normally we have 2 seats, but now we got 4 seats. No excuses. Hit that subscribe button. We got plenty of room. Hit the notification bell and hit that thumbs up. Let's roll. What's going on, guys? Look who made it back to the fold. Big girl. She's back home. I'm gonna give you guys an update, but right now I need to take her and get her a nice bath. Nice little bubble bath. I'm gonna take you guys with me. All right, we are back in the saddle. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys what we did here. My guy checked out this car and he didn't find much of what the dealership was talking about. He did find some oil in the casing of one of the, couple of the sensors, and we replaced those. But as far as oil in the car's computer, he didn't find any of that. The need to replace the engine wiring harness, he didn't find a need to do that. $13,000 worth of repair, he didn't find a need to do any of that. But what we did find is we needed to replace 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 camshaft positioning sensors and a left, I believe it was a left rear O2 sensor, which completely cleared the computer, and the car seems to be running fine at this time. I'm hoping that it stays this way, fingers crossed. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that. And now I want to get into the Z06 stuff, talk a little bit about what's going on. Not just the Z06, but the Stingray too. Listen, I told you guys in a previous video, make sure you have your stuff ready. Make sure your money is ready. And I know all these guys, and listen, myself included, I don't want to pay over MSRP. I don't want to pay over MSRP. But if a dealer calls you and says, hey, it's time to order the car, and you know what? Not necessarily a problem, but we do have a slight uptick. We have a slight ADM. Maybe it's $5 grand, maybe it's $10 grand, whatever the case. You know what? A lot of folks are not going to want to flush off the list, over a 5 to 10K, ADM. Some guys are just adamant about it. They're not paying a dime over MSRP, and they'll walk away, Okay. If they do that, it just leaves the door open for somebody else that's on the list. So the reason why I say that is make sure that you guys have your money ready. I talked about it in another video. I would say, make sure you got another 5 to 10K on the side just to have it ready, because you do not know what's going to happen. And I'm seeing a lot of guys that are on MSRP list, and a lot of the blogs that I'm in, they're coming out of the woodwork now saying that, yes, my dealer told me it was going to be MSRP, and now they're adding ADM. They've been telling me this for over a year. They're adding ADM. So it happens. So you guys just need to be really prepared for that. And I'll tell you this, I'm not on a Z06 list. You guys know this if you watch my previous videos. I'm not. I didn't make it. I was a little bit late to the game, and I just didn't make it. But I am on a Stingray reservation list. But I can tell you this, Griff knows how the game works. So I can tell you that do not be surprised if you happen to see Griff in a Z06 before you get your Z06. Because again, I just know how the game works. I know how business works. I know how this game works. And I'm trying to share this stuff with you guys. Have your money ready, because they haven't even announced the pricing yet for this car. And when they announce the pricing, you've got your average guy who is not $100,000+ car guy, but the Z06, it's America's dream car. So he's going to stretch a little bit. And if the car comes in at $85K, it's an amazing price, for that type of car. He's going to stretch himself out a little bit and try to get into it. But they haven't even announced the pricing yet. If that car comes in 10K over what the average guy was thinking, and then once you add taxes, a couple options, the car is well into the $100,000 range. And now add the uptick. If you're not on one of these big dealers lists, I'm going to tell you guys, be prepared for a couple surprises, because I am seeing folks come out of the woodwork, not only for the Z06, but I'm seeing it come up for the Stingray as well. Folks that have been on lists for quite a long time, their dealers are now coming back to them telling them their car is ready, and there's an uptick in price. I had some dialogue with one of, I'm not even sure, buddy, you know who you are. I'm not sure if you're a subscriber. I hope you are, but I took a look. I don't know if you're a subscriber, but we had some good dialogue going back and forth, and a guy had posted a comment on my last video that basically said, you cannot order a 2023 Stingray unless it's a Z51. And I replied to him, I said, you know what, that's just not true. And I explained to him, well, I asked him a question, where did you get your car? Where are you getting your car? And he told me, I'm not going to share it, but he told me where he was getting it, but it wasn't one of the majors. And I told him, I said, all right, what likely happened to you was that particular dealer had a single allocation, and their allocation was for a Z51. And that's likely why they were telling you the order won't go through, because their allocation was for a Z51. So your number was up, whether you planned for a Z51 or not. That's the allocation that that particular dealer had. So guys, you need to be prepared for that as well. You have all these different constraints, and there's a lot going on in the space right now. So you also need to be prepared to move forward if that's what you want to do. If you've been waiting 18 months, you know, dealership calls you and tells you, hey, it's time to order the car, but it has to be this, otherwise the order's not going to go through. You need to be, you know, financially prepared to handle that. Otherwise, you're going to sit on the side. Somebody else is going to take your allocation, and you're going to be sitting another 3-4 months. Now I'm starting to understand why some guys have been waiting a tremendous amount of time, because whatever it is they're looking to spec, that particular dealer may not have an allocation. So, you know, it is what it is. But just wanted to tell you guys to be very, very mindful of that information. Have your money ready. Stockpile a couple extra bucks on the side to just be prepared. I'm not sure what this guy is doing. Just to make sure you're prepared, because these numbers are going to be a little bit flaky. And you Z06 guys, I'm telling you, the big money guys have nothing to worry about. You know, the car comes in at 95K. These guys are looking to spec them out over 130 anyway, so those guys are fine. But for the average, everyday, you know, American muscle car, you know, dream builder, you know, you need to put a couple bucks aside and make sure that, you know, you're going to be in a position to strike, you know, when the irons are hot. Listen, you got guys that are locked and loaded right now. Guys that are sitting on their money, ready to go. They're not financing the vehicle. They've got their cash already set aside. These guys are ready to go. Those are the guys that are going to be getting their cars. Folks that need, you know, financing, which a lot of us need financing. You know, it's not a big deal. But when the call comes through, listen, that's when things get real. You have to come up with the dough. You have to come up with the financing. So whatever's going on in your life, if you can't get that loan that you thought you can get, all bets are off. But those guys that are sitting around with cash, you have guys that are not even on a list that are sitting around with cash right now that are ready. They're locked and loaded, and they're just waiting for folks to fall off. So I'm telling you, make sure you guys have your money ready. Start putting things aside. Call your bank again. Hey, it's me again. I'm just calling to make sure that my financing and everything is going to be cool. Okay, great. Call them back a month from now. Yep, me again. Just calling to make sure nothing's changed. But I'm telling you guys, you want to be ready when that call comes in, because there are a lot of folks that are not going to be ready. I'm telling you, trust me. Trust me. Just wanted to give you guys some information. Stay tuned. I will keep you abreast as to what's going on. And like I said, don't be surprised if you see your man Griff pulling up in a Z06 before you get yours. All right? Catch up with you guys.